I certainly don't agree that guns should be taken. Not that any Democrat has ever said that, but I think that's sort of like the what.
Hold on.
Yeah. Bruh.
Okay, so we're going to go with, I agree with policies on the other side.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, thanks. All right, our next prompt is, there are policies on the other side that I agree with. Agree or step forward?
I certainly don't agree that guns should be taken. Not that any Democrat has ever said that, but I think that's sort of like the what.
Hold on.
Yeah. Bruh. Oh, we need a compilation video of all the Democrats behind a microphone.
Okay, am I wrong in thinking that, no, there's been several Democrats that have said something?
Well, I mean, where they're coming from, Brian, is they never said, I'm going to knock your door down and I'm going to forcefully take your guns out of your hands.
Well, I thought, what's the... I don't even know how to say it. Is it Buttigieg? I don't know how to say. I've only heard people, I think, make fun of him.
Yes,
but that guy,
Buttigieg.
Yeah, I think he said on the debate stage in I don't know if it's 2016 or 2020. Heck yes, we're going to come after your guns, and that's not the actual expletive that he said, but pretty sure he did that. Can I look that up? I'm pretty sure he said that.
Yeah, Pete Buttigieg, gun control. Do that.
Yeah, there's right there. So
you said, quote, Americans who own AR-15s and AK-47s will have to sell them to the government, all of them. You know, the critics call this confiscation. Are you proposing taking away their guns, and how would this work?
I am, if it's a weapon that was designed to kill people on a...
Okay, all weapons were designed for destruction.
Yeah.
So
to definitely stop threats.
So which one does he not want to take away?
O'Rourke.
Oh, Beto O'Rourke. That wasn't the... Okay.
Battlefield. If the high impact, high velocity round, when it hits your body, shreds everything inside of your body, because it was designed to do that so that you would bleed to death on a battlefield and not be able to get up and kill one of our soldiers. When we see that being used against children, and in Odessa, I met the mother of a 15-year-old girl who was shot by an AR-15, and that mother watched her bleed to death over the course of an hour because so many other people were shot by that AR-15 in Odessa and Midland. There weren't enough ambulances to get to them in time.
School violence.
We're going to take your AR-15, your AK-47. We're not going to allow it to be used against our fellow Americans anymore.
Okay, so he did say
that's pretty clear.
Yeah,
that they want the guns out of the good guys' hands.
Yeah,
and the guns in the bad guys' hands still.
Well,
because if you are dealing with a dual personality, some deep mental health issues, you know somebody in your family wherever that has a gun, and you can probably get access to. Sneaking around or whatever you need to do, it can happen.
Yeah.
And you're saying, well, see, that's a gun that needs to be out of the good guy's hands. Well, here, okay. Well, most of the gun violence is going to be black on black crime in bigger inner cities. If we take away all of our guns, all the good people's guns that have bought them legally, you're telling me all of the gang activity, all of that is all legal activity that has been legal purchase of firearms.
Yeah,
it's not.
No, it's not. It's not all legal. But
it's not even close.
Yeah, you can ban it from citizens who are legally able to carry and purchase a firearm, but not from those that get them illegally. However they get them across the border, whatever they might get them, those you can't take away because you don't even know that they have them. And then now we cannot defend ourselves or our families, and we're just basically in the hands of everyone. So, but
that's a problem.
Now let's see whatever. I don't know what it is that this young lady was actually going to make a point of.
I agree with. Agree or step forward?
I certainly don't agree that guns should be taken. Not that any Democrat has ever said that, but I think that's sort of like what Republicans think, and I don't believe in it, and I don't think most Democrats believe we are taking guns or even completely banning all guns because there are great security issues, it's being able to use them and recreationally, et cetera. So I don't believe in that, and again, I don't think Democrats are saying that, but that's what we're portrayed as. And so
I agree with what the Biden administration that they put in the PACT Act. I think that's great for veterans. That's my main shtick is we need to do more for vets. There's not enough stuff being done for veterans that needs to be done, and at some point we need to hit the pause button and say, screw everybody else. We need to fix America. We need to lock the doors, figure everything out, get everybody up and ready, and then start opening the doors, letting people in. But
I heard that Biden was really good with labor. I think the NLRB, don't quote me on that, I think that's what it's called, but they said he was doing a lot of good things for labor and stuff. So even when I was like, okay, do I really want to move from Biden to Trump, I had to really think about it. But that was one thing that I said, okay, I'll give Biden something because I like to give credit where credit is due. Okay, that was a good thing. I wish they talked more about that, and maybe it would have helped him before he dropped out.
As far as for me.
So real quick, talked about gun control, talked about doing things for the vets, and talked about, worker relations?
Labor.
Labor. I definitely don't agree with any gun control as far as that goes. I mean, guns are guns. I can get down a bigger rabbit hole, but absolutely do things for the vets. We should be taking care of those that served our country.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So I can agree with that, which is more of a Democratic policy. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I disagree almost entirely with the Republican Party platform, and I disagree with the majority of the Democrat Party platform. I think both parties really seek to protect capital interests and protect wealthy. So those are some things I really would disagree about because I care more about the American people, especially the working class. So we probably have a lot of similarities there. But when it comes to Republican policies, I really think Project Warp Speed was great, especially to make sure that we do get some sort of infrastructure protecting from the spread of COVID. So getting vaccines in record time was very impressive that I do give Trump the credit to. Don't know.
Yeah, we all know what COVID was.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah. I will say, brother, I didn't realize he got it, and this isn't shaming, brother. I didn't realize he's got a little hand.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But I'm glad that he doesn't agree with protecting any of the large capital type things. I'm definitely against larger government. Smaller government is better. I like that.
I'm not. You can talk all about, Republicans did great about COVID. Yeah, it's funny it happened during Trump's administration.
Right. And I didn't agree with the stimulus checks either, which, I mean, great. They were great to get, but now we're still paying for that. Yeah. One under Trump, two under Biden. All three were, anyway.
We'll move on.
Yeah.
How much y'all might like that, but I do give him credit.
Cool. Let's bring in our disagreeers.
I just have trouble understanding sometimes what the policy is on the other side. Like up until very recently, Vice President Harris's website was selling T-shirts and actually had no policies written on it. And so when asked about her policies, like when they asked, are Americans better off now than they were 4 years ago, she'll just punt the question and start answering something else. So for me, I would like to know what the policies are like actually. And again, a lot of the stuff that she had said were her policies, now she's come over to the right a little bit, which I think is a good thing. I think a lot of people should be coming over to the right.
So real quick, just because I find this kind of funny, as she's going through her stuff,
how they smirk and.
Well, I'm trying to find the other lady on the other side. This face right here, like the definition of bruh.
Yeah, but here's the other thing too, is she's making very valid points. And then she talks about very sensible things, like, I don't know her policies. Well, the problem is Harris is on this campaign trail of when I become president, this is going to change. Dude, you are vice president right now. Like, why can't you push some type of change either way?
Yeah.
Biden is like MIA. We don't even know if he's actually running the country. We don't know if he's alive at this point.
Well, he did show up at a rally, and somebody gave him a MAGA hat that he wore. That happened.
Oh, but I mean, come on, man. That's good.
I think a lot of people should be coming over to the right. But I would like to have a list. I would like to know exactly, and actually they just polled American people. 70-something% of people, this was yesterday, on both sides said they're confused about what Vice President Harris's policies are. So on both sides. And so I would, before saying, do I agree or do I not agree, what are the policies?
I looked before we even started this. They're there.
Uh-oh.
I mean, the policies are on there, right? She's talking about expanding the child tax credit. She's talking about getting the border plan back on track. I mean, she's talking about the opportunity economy. She's talking about supporting business owners. She's talking about making sure we have a middle class, right? I feel like most of us are probably, not to make an assumption, are probably in the middle class. She's talking about helping us to elevate us, right? She's talking about taxing people that make like.
Hold on. So, yeah, she is the border czar. I forgot about that.
The borders are.
Yeah, and she wants to fix the border now by building a wall, right?
By the way, she's vice president.
Right, and the border czar. She could be doing that already, or at least helping with creating legislation for it. Yep. So, how do you feel about the expanding the child tax credit and some other credits?
I just feel, why not? Why not trillions more dollars in debt? Dude, do you... You got to go to the video. There is a video explaining millions to billions to trillions in minutes. And it's mind-blowing, the difference. Because we hear, the United States spent $8 trillion this year. Yeah, I think that's it.
I hear a lot of people say, oh, that person's a millionaire or this person's a billionaire. And I want to use a really simple example to show the difference between a million and a billion, just to show you its magnitude. So a million seconds is 11 days of time. A billion seconds is 31 years of time. Yeah, you heard that right. Years. And so just to understand those differences.
So literally a million is 11 days of seconds.
Mm-hmm.
A billion is
31 years.
31 years.
That's nuts.
What's a trillion?
Oh, jeez.
A trillion, I believe, is either 3,100 or 31,000 years.
And you're saying that because of the difference in the money printing?
Because they speak about really fast, too. It's like, well, our spending was $7 trillion this year.
Yeah. We need $30 billion for this.
Yeah, and then billion. They just keep talking about billion. And then it's like, wait, how much did we spend this?
Right.
Like,
and wait, you don't actually make any money as a government. So where is it coming from? So when I asked about what do you think about expanding the child tax credit, why don't we just take less taxes? Because I'm all about not as much taxes. Like,
sure.
We'll
pay a little bit.
Yeah, I get social. We got to have roads and schools, and we got to have infrastructures. Totally understand that. But as much as we pay in, we really don't know how much is going out to different things besides sending it overseas.
Sean Ryan did have a petition that I did sign.
Okay.
And he's trying to get that money. That's I believe it's what was it, 84 million? I think it's 84 million a week is going to
President Trump?
Al Qaeda.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So I signed that petition. If you agree on that subject, you want to stop sending money. It is a real thing, people. We are funding terrorism, and it's crazy. It is insane. That was the 20-year war that we went through Iraq and Afghanistan. We are funding the terrorists again. If you have not listened to that episode, we'll link it in the description.
The Sean Ryan show?
Yeah, that Sean Ryan episode where they break down the money, where it's going, how it's going, and to where it's going.
It's wild.
And there's a couple of names in there of Bin Laden. His sons are receiving money weekly from the United States.
Nuts.
Just letting you guys know that.
All right.
Us, right? She's talking about taxing people that make like millions of dollars, right? And making sure people that make 400,000 and below their taxes aren't increased. And so it's there, and I think it would be beneficial if people did read it, right? Because there are good things in there, whether you agree with the candidate or not. She's trying to make sure that we everyday folks are able to have and live and sustain ourselves. And so
okay, so on her website there is a policy to give first-time homeowners and first-time home buyers $25,000, and I would assume you guys would think that's a good thing, right? The point I would like to make is a lot of Democrats, they prop this up as a really good thing. Like, look at all the money she's going to give to these people. First of all, where is this money going to come from? That's a fair question. Secondly, these are for first-time homeowners and first-time home buyers. In 2008, between 2008 and 2011, the housing crisis affected 53% of black people. These are people who already have a house. And these people were affected by predatory lending from banks. We're talking BMO Harris, we're talking Wells Fargo, and we're talking Bank of America. These people were really affected during the housing crisis of 2008 to 2011. So what will Kamala do to help those people? Because they already have a house. So I think that a lot of times when you throw out these flattery things, it sounds nice, but when you think about it, it really doesn't benefit the people that actually need help. Also,
so do you remember that stimulus thing as far as first-time home buyers credit back in like 2008 and all that?
Yeah, but I remember at that time it was almost near impossible to buy a house too.
Because the rates were up pretty high in 2008 and 2007, and we had one. We did lose our first house, unfortunately. We didn't take that offer. We couldn't, but we were okay with that because you had to pay all of it back anyway. It was really not a handout. Right. So that's okay, but
it wasn't your student loans getting paid for.
No. So I don't know what this. I haven't actually done enough research on to find out what that.
Come on, man.
With that $25,000 home buyer credit is, but if it's just a credit, you're going to have to repay it. And if it's not, it's going to have to come out. It's going to raise inflation. So.
Well, yeah.
Okay, I think we're almost done with this.
Remember, during the housing crisis, Barack Obama, he bailed out the big banks and the airlines.
Very
we also have to remember that Kamala Harris did not take on the big banks. This is something that she pushes, and I admire that there are people who, they talk about it and they bring it up like, look at this strong black woman taking on the bank. Sorry, guys, she didn't do it. What she did was she brought them before the Senate, but she didn't prosecute them, and she didn't send anyone to jail. Any of these big bank CEOs who were screwing over majority black people and scamming them on these loans. But when Donald Trump, when he first came to office, the banks, for the first time, their interest rate went down to 2.9%, and that's for over 30 years on home loans. So people who had a hard time during the housing crisis, the crash back then, they will benefit from that. So that's something that I really think we have to remember when it comes to Trump and when it comes to Kamala, like who's really putting money in your pocket.
Yeah, and I think that was a great criticism, especially of Kamala.
I don't know. He did do that.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
He got to work.
He did.
I'll tell you that much. And the thing I'm excited about, November 5th, go vote. Pre-vote. Do whatever you need to vote. Make sure you are voting for your candidate to make that change. But the thing I'm excited for this round is Trump now knows who he wants and why he wants people where he wants them. His first go around, he didn't know. He was asking, like, who should I put in this place and who should I put in this place? He didn't have all of his ducks in a row. Now he does.
Yeah, because now he knows. He's got experience. Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited for that, actually.
Same.
Kamala Harris, who's endorsed by a lot of Wall Street, endorsed by a lot of corporate interests, but the alternative to that is not Donald Trump. And the reason why I'm on the Kamala side isn't because, again, I believe in everything about Kamala Harris. I'm very critical, but I do recognize if I'm comparing two people, one of which is going to be the executive of the country, I want the person that is going to be more comfortable for the working class. Not that either of them are going to be amazing for the working class, but when Donald Trump passes something like the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, might sound good in the title, might sound good when he talks about the taxes that will reduce for the working class. Those taxes are set to expire in 2027. And all of the gains that are happening for the people that are in the 1% are still going to continue.
The last prompt is...
All right. I think we should probably stop it there.
Comment time.
Are we sure?
Okay.
Okay.
This is it. This is who you're gonna see on camera is B and D.
Boy.
And this is gonna be fun. Like I feel like we've already had fun.
Yeah.
I don't feel like too stressed out. It's different sides of the road, man. Let's dive into these comments.
Oh, man.
They've got to be good.
I'm nervous. Why do I torture myself with these videos? Amen. They're hard. They can be hard to watch because yeah, they can be hard to watch.
Yeah. No matter what my candidate does, I'll still vote for them is a crazy statement.
Right? What if Trump did do what was it, Joe? I think is whatever his name was. What if Trump did go into the middle of Times Square and just shoot somebody straight in the face? Right?
Right.
I probably wouldn't vote for it at that point. I'd be like, all right, let's rethink this.
Have you and all your family go jump off a bridge. I'm voting for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there are actual people on certain sides that will still go vote for that.
Dude in the blue hoodie was unhinged out the gate.
Jubilee really milking this election. Huh.
Yeah, maybe.
Interesting.
Not even a U.S. citizen. Why am I still watching these?
You should do a middle ground, but everyone is undecided.
Actually,
funny.
that'd be pretty good.
That's funny.
Political videos are like crack. Once you start, wow, oh my gosh, you can't stop.
How many times? I think you did with your Facebook. You physically stopped yourself from going on Facebook anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of backslid on that just a little bit for the last couple months, but it's mostly just because, all right, shout out KTVB Channel 7, y'all are super left and you're biased. I don't care what you say. So they're really the only ones that I go out and I kind of troll a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because they're very much anti-Trump, pro either Biden or Harris.
They make it a statement to be so.
Yeah. But they say that they're non-biased. So I make it a point to, hey, just check this out. All right. Anyway, sorry. We don't have to fact check when we're telling the truth and telling facts. How does this even come out of someone's mouth?
Who allowed the chick who said Kamala could have slept with 4.5 million voters?
Ouch. Moderator really wasn't having it today. No, there was a couple of parts where he had to like stop because people started just to get louder and louder and louder.
Yeah. Who was it? I believe Tucker Carlson had said at one of his rallies. He said the biggest supporter of Kamala is Montel Williams. Just throwing that out there.
The guy in the middle. We can't include parts where you're yelling. Jubilee includes the parts where they're yelling. Well, I think this has been pretty fun.
Yeah.
Okay, last one here. LMAO. That Harris supporter said, "You're talking to a veteran," then proceeded to refer to an AR-15 as a machine gun.
Yeah, that whole gun control thing is insane. We will be doing a topic video here shortly on gun control and what that means for Christians and Americans, what that looks like. But first off, thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
We have had, for us, it's an insane amount of activity. We are now up to 114 subscribers. Thank you, everybody, for doing that. As we grow, hopefully you can grow, we can grow from you guys, and you can take some nuggets out of our discussions. But should Christians really carry? That video has now 2,400 views. And I know we are small fry on a giant platform, but at the same time, I really want to say thank you for all the support. Everybody who has not only watched, but has subscribed to us, has said, man, I like these guys. I'm gonna, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. I'm on their side. That does mean a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing to hear. I mean, just the fact that you just two everyday guys, everyday Christians that are just felt like we have something to share and that we would love to share and be a part of, because we are passionate about the things that we talk about, because we love our family, we love God, and we love people. So just the fact that you all gave us that much love, it just filled our hearts. So we really appreciate it.
And not only are we going to be back up doing some podcasts, but we will be doing, I believe our next podcast is going to be the biblical view of what it looks like for self-defense. Like, we will go down that road. We will try to go down those arguments. Here in the near future, I'm going to try to have we're going to have more guests, but the guest that I'm shooting for is a highly trained firearms instructor who is also a believer. And he is an amazing man, has a great background, great story. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah. Well, no matter what, we hope that you enjoyed it. We hope that you would like, subscribe, and maybe even share if you feel so inclined to do so. And really, we just want to say that we love you, fam.
Love you guys. Remember, if you are wondering more about the God that we serve, let us know in the comments. We will get you hooked up, and we will talk more about who we serve.
We love you, fam.
Love y'all. God bless.